Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and now we have over 100 clients. And we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 4 different TV studios with a staff of over 20. And the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show. Welcome to the show. I'm thrilled to have in studio David Sims. He is the CEO of 10 Talents Wealth Management. Thank you for being on the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, you and I have known each other now for several years. I think I met you through a speaking engagement.
That's right, actually, yeah. Connected with Danny O'Connell at Next Level Benefits. That's right.
Awesome. And I've had the pleasure of working with you. You've done a number of interviews across the country on a variety of subjects. One of the reasons I invited you in is you strike me as that kind of guy who puts the client's interests above his own and is always thinking about, not what will make me money, but what will make my client money.
I was always raised that way. You treat others the way that you want to be treated. And, I've always believed that if you love what you do and you have faith in what you do, then serving others will ultimately best serve you.
I take that same philosophy. It's not one sale at a time. It's I want to get your brother, sister, uncle, aunt, son, daughter, right? And that only comes by doing the right thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I never look at a single transaction from a profit loss standpoint. With my background in accounting, we're trained and educated to look at everything as a profit and loss, and what is this going to mean for your business? And I've just never approached people that way. And so there's probably a lot of pro bono work that I do just from talking and giving advice that I have no idea the dividends it's paid just from the relationships and the people that I've met.
Well, I love the name of the firm. Tell me what it means. 10 Talents.
Well, so 2005, 2006, I was going to a new church, Watermark, that I was going to, and they were actually meeting in a high school auditorium. So it didn't have a building, and I'd heard interesting things about them, and I had always been, kind of anti-church growing up, just from they always seemed it was just wanting people's money. I didn't ever see the dividends that going to church had done. And so they were doing the parable about the talents. And so, which had always bothered me, because the one servant who had just buried the money to make sure that he didn't lose anything, to make sure he gave back to his master the money that he gave him, always seemed like the prudent thing to do. And so they were going through it, and they were actually talking about it using your gifts and talents to help and serve others. And if you're given blessings, why would you not share those with others? Never had heard of it from that way. It clicked. It made sense. I was like, wow, this is amazing. I can't believe I missed that connection. And at the end of the service, they went ahead and passed envelopes to everybody in the congregation. And I didn't take one because I was brand new. I was like, I don't know what they're doing. And they gave anywhere from $20,000 to $5,000 in envelopes, not knowing who they would go to, and said, hey, here's a postcard. Just tell us what you did for the faith and to help and bless other people. And I was like, whoa, a church that is giving away money. Okay. Being a financial guy, I'm like, okay, now we can have a good relationship. And so ever since then, that's the kind of the church that I've invested my time and energy into. And I always said, if I ever was to start a company, I wanted to tie it to that parable.
That's
so
cool.
That was the origin of 10 Talents Wealth Management.
And your website is 10 Talents WM.com. And I love your website because on it you're a teacher at heart. You're giving lots of information. I found one video. It'll only take a minute. I want to roll this video. It's an education piece.
Welcome to The Latte Habit, a story about how little things can add up over time. Let's assume you love lattes. In fact, every day on your way to work, you stop to get one. And every afternoon, you take a quick break and get another. The lattes cost about $4 each, which means you spend $8 every workday on your habit. That's roughly $176 per month. Let me introduce you to the $120,000 latte. If you invest the same $176 per month in an account earning 6% each year, at the end of 25 years, you would have more than $120,000. Now, nobody is telling you to give up lattes, but this simple example shows how small amounts can add up over time. Although no investing strategy can guarantee success, it may not take much effort to accumulate money if you have the discipline to save and invest consistently.
I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah.
and now tell everybody why you use your website as an educational tool.
Well, the main reason is I want it to be a resource for people because, the time that I get to spend with them is not nearly enough. I could literally spend, 20 hours with a client going through all the different aspects of their financial picture. And so, sometimes people want to be able to, in the comfort of their pajamas or in their home, because a lot of people are afraid about talking about their finances. It's a sensitive subject. It's kind of one of those taboo subjects we've been taught. Don't talk about politics, religion, money, and so they can have access to see that and kind of open up maybe a conversation that they weren't ready to have. And I found that so many of my clients always think when we first meet, it's I have to have big things. I have to have a large amount of money. I have to have something big to be able to accomplish these lofty goals. And they don't realize it's really the little things that separate the people that are able to save for retirement and those who don't. And you take that video right there. The most recent study I saw, the average 401k balance in the country was a little north of $61,000. Wow. So just that video right there would double the amount of retirement that the average American has.
Yes. I find that especially millennials, and some of them are coming out of college with a lot of debt, and so they may not have the extra money to invest. But even if you were to peel off $10 a week or something like that, and put it into a stock market fund like the S&P, that can grow substantially, can't it?
No, absolutely. And starting early is the most important thing. So I always tell people it's not what you're in, it's how long you're in. And so coming right out of college, luckily this being what my degree was in, I started that. First thing I did was made sure I had life insurance, which I had no family, no kids or anything like that. But I knew if I bought it now, it was going to be much cheaper. I was much healthier and athletic coming out of college than I am nowadays. And then, made sure that day one, I was always saving at least 10% of my pay. And so, mindset wise, I never see that money. I don't ever see it. It never hits my checking account. I don't have to manually put something in. It's taken out before I ever see a dime. And consistently having done that, it's worked out well. And that's what most people need to do to kind of just be able to get their footing and start going.
Do you think we'll ever reach a time when we're talking to college kids about finances? It seems like, we're teaching them about world events, we're teaching them about geography and algebra, but nobody's sitting down and saying, here's how you balance a checkbook.
Right, and I will say that there's been a lot of progress made, because that's been one of the things that I always said one of my lofty dreams was I would love for them to teach personal finance in high school. Take out economics, which is very valuable, but you get a lot of that in college usually. But take a personal finance class, how to apply for a loan, how does your credit score work? That one, even with my training and background, they didn't cover that, and I learned that afterwards. And didn't realize how they prey on college kids to get free T-shirts. Sign up for a credit card. How could that backfire? And so, but yeah, they're starting to teach that. And I was talking with a teacher the other day, and they actually dedicate 6 weeks to personal finance.
No kidding.
Out in Rockwall. And I was like, that's fantastic. Love to get that on a state and national level. Because, when I take a look at doing surveys for company benefits, the used to be number 2, number 3 required or asked for benefit is financial literacy and financial help. And so, yes, I would really love to see that grow and expand.
Wow. You have been an amazing guest. Will you promise to come back?
Oh, anytime. Appreciate it.
All right, let's put your website up and give us the domain name one more time.
So it's www.10talents with an S, WM.com.
Awesome. David, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely appreciate it.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.